cultured song echoes through this land, where today looks like yesterday and feels like forever.
Chrysler minivans, over 3 million sold. That's more than all others combined. They're #1 in the hearts and driveways of America. And they're now on sale during Chrysler's National Minivan Sale. Visit the minivan store at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer and save up to $2,600 on Plymouth Voyager, Grand Voyager, Chrysler Town & Country. Save thousands on quad seating, anti-lock brakes, and integrated child safety seats. Chrysler's National Minivan Sale, only at the minivan store.
Tomorrow, the NHL is playing for keeps. The Bruins face the Sabres in Game 4 tomorrow night, live on ESPN.
It is the most celebrated trophy in all of sport. And on this, its 100th anniversary, the celebration will be all the more grand.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jack Edwards in our National Hockey Night studios, getting set for Game 4 of the Bruins-Sabres series. There are 2 other Wales Conference games going on tonight. Yeah, the Islanders in Washington, who have been to overtime twice in a row, and Quebec and Montreal, who went to OT their last time out. And the way things are going, you never know if they're going to go to OT again. And if any of those games go to overtime tonight, we will join them live and stay with them for the duration. Joining me tonight, Bill Clement, Al Morganti. Gentlemen, the Bruins have had an awful hard time getting on top in this series. In fact, they haven't done it at all. And as Tom Nees alluded to earlier, Buffalo has not been behind the Bruins, and in fact, they've been ahead. Look at those numbers. 49-15 in Game 1. They were ahead for 55.5 minutes in Game 2, for nearly 53 minutes in Game 3. Al Morganti, what gives?
This is the most un-Bruin-like series here. Even again in those losses against Montreal all those years, they played desperate hockey, had the lead, gave it away. The key is Boston's great players usually, almost always, play great in the playoffs. Ray Bourque, not much been made of it. He's being pressured on the rear boards. Dave Poulin, who's supposed to be the head of that checking line, that line held McGillney to no goals in their last 3 games of the regular season with LaFontaine, the La Line as they call it. They had 9 points already in these 3 games. They're not doing the job. Cam Neely is, but he's hurt. And Andy Moog, well, that speaks for itself. He was yanked. So the big players not doing the big job for the Bruins.
Bill, on the way into this series, the Bruins had won their last 8 in the regular season. Buffalo had lost their last 7 in the regular season. Everybody looks at it, a 1 versus 4, 23 points between the 2 teams in the standings. They figure it's a blowout.
Right, but
wow.
Let's look at that stretch for a second. I mean, just because Buffalo lost the last 7 games, John Muckler, their coach, didn't become a bad coach just because he moved from Edmonton to Buffalo. Buffalo wasn't going to go up or down in the standings, so Muckler was prepping his guys for the playoffs. Didn't want to lose 7 in a row, but he was getting them ready. Boston Bruins played Ottawa the last 2 games. Not much of a tune-up. The last week of the season, the Boston Bruins had 1 game. That was one of the games against Ottawa. Bruins need more work than that. They're plow horses. They've never reacted to layoffs. So this boils down to 2 things. Number 1, the Bruins assumed their opponent was mortally wounded, like the rest of us did, before the playoffs started. Bad assumption. Number 2, the Buffalo Sabres came into the playoffs with as little pressure as any team ever. No expectations at all. But the one thing the Bruins have in their favor, as great a pride in their jersey as any team in professional sports in North America.
Yeah, well, the Bruins have to show that pride tonight because they are playing for their playoff lives. Down 3 games to none to the Buffalo Sabres. Pat LaFontaine, Alexander McGillney, it's trouble in Buffalo.
ESPN's presentation of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by the New Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. By Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up but never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by Performax from Pennzoil, the new synthetic motor oil that protects to the max.
A standing room only crowd of over 16,000 at the Ancient Lawn in Buffalo, hoping to see a bit of recent history. The Sabres advance past the first round. If they're going to do it, they're going to have to beat Andy Moog in goal for the Boston Bruins. Moog was pulled out of Game 2, did not play in Game 3. He's back tonight. There you see his 1993 playoff stats. The other end of the ice, the veteran Grant Fuhr. These are his career stats in the Stanley Cup playoffs, ranking 3rd all-time. Games won for goaltenders. Grant Fuhr is exactly what the Buffalo Sabres ordered, and Jim, he's playing in the type of game they wanted him to. This is the reason they got him.
The whole organization is pumped up. They have a lot of confidence because of the play of Grant Fuhr. The Sabre players know that they can miss a defensive assignment, and Fuhr will come up with a big save. So it lets them skate more freely, and it really enables them to make the quick turnovers to beat these Bruins.
Leach and Neely carry into the Buffalo zone early on. A couple of heavy hits have the crowd going already at the odd. Dennis Burrell is your referee tonight. Wayne Bonney and Dan McCourt, the linesmen. Neely is taken down by Kenny Sutton, and the Boston Bruins will go on the power play as Grant Ledger touches up just 33 seconds into the game.
Well, the Bruins came in here in Game 3 all pumped up and wanting to get back into the series. They were already down 2-0, and they ran into penalties early in the game. The Sabres scored on one of the power plays, a McGillney goal. So the Bruins tonight have turned the table just by skating. Cam Neely keeps his legs going. Kenny Sutton gets caught a little flat-footed here. He's got to reach out the arm. He pulls him down. He's in the penalty box for the next 2 minutes.
Obvious penalty there, and if you're Brian Sutter, that's just what the doctor ordered. Get a little momentum early and try and put some rubber on Grant Fuhr. Of course, the game plan, as usual against Fuhr, is try and shoot up high.
Yeah, for sure, especially on the blocker side. His glove is lightning quick, so it's really not a good idea going high in the glove side. But if you can get that blocker side, big advantage.
Ray Bourque shot from the point. He's blocked out by Hannon. He has it at center now for Buffalo. He'll rag some time. He's surrounded by Bruins and dumped into the Boston zone.
And this has been another big key in the series for the Sabres, the penalty killing of Dave Hannon, Bob Sweeney, Yuri Himmelett especially. The Bruins going 2 for 17 to this point.
And icing is the call on the Boston Bruins, so not much on the power play yet. 22 seconds used up for face-off back in the Boston zone. You're looking at Joe Juneau, who is bothered by some sore ribs.
The Sabres have outscored the Bees 6-1 in the first period, in the first period goal. So it's something the Bees desperately want to turn around. They have not had a lead in the series, and here's a golden opportunity to get on the board. You see they're a little tight. When you're icing the puck in a power play, you're looking for better plays than the one available, trying to make that home run pass. The Bruins should make the little plays. Stick to the basics, get the fundamentals down, and just play a sound game. Pick away for 60 minutes. Don't try to grandstand it early.
Joey Juneau at center ice flying for the Boston Bruins. It's onside. Juneau skates in to Bodger with it. He'll dump it back out. The veteran defenseman Doug Bodger took the puck off the stick.
Sabres lined up. 4 guys across. You got to get the puck deep, bump and grind along the boards, come up with possession, and then set up your power play.
Intercepted by Himmelett. And 1 minute, 10 seconds is all that remains in the Boston advantage. The Bruins haven't had any semblance of pressure on Grant Fuhr. Glenn Wesley. This is Bourque at center, and he'll dump it in around the board. Oates thinks about going for it, doesn't. Juneau fights to keep it in and can't do so. Wesley backed up there. Nice job by Bob Sweeney. 40 seconds left in the Boston power play. Bruins facing elimination tonight, down 3 games to 9. Puck is loose. Oates skates in right in front over the stick of Neely. Cam Neely was there and nobody was around it. David Shaw keeps it in. Bourque. This is Shaw. Juneau measures the shot. Tip in, attempt by Oates, and Fuhr is there and he scores. Power play goal for the Boston Bruins. Cam Neely very alertly jumping on a loose puck as it squeezes through the pads of Grant Fuhr. The shot from the point. Here's a tip. That's going to change direction. Fuhr a little late getting down. He doesn't know where the puck is. Grant Ledger does, but he's late getting there. That's the stick of Cam Neely putting it into the net. You see Neely being bothered as Carney goes to take Oates out of the way. Neely pounces on that loose puck. And the Bruins, for the first time in this series, are on the scoreboard first. Neely from Oates and Joe Juno. It's a power play goal at 2 minutes and 19 seconds. So 1-0 Boston. Yeah, that's a reversal of form, Jim. Usually by this time in all 3 previous games, the Sabres have been on the board.
Still a lot of hockey left. We'll see how it is after 60 minutes, but certainly the way the Bruins would like to have started this game.
Ledger dumps into the Boston zone. Bort goes back for it. Bruins dump it back the other way. Steve Hines cruising in on right wing. Sutton rides him off. Alexander Mogilny. Had it just for a second. Mogilny and LaFontaine, of course, the 2 big offensive guns for the Buffalo Sabres. And a 2-line pass stops the clock with 16:52 remaining in the first period. The power play goal by Neely. 1-0 Boston.
Come on, let's get a cold one. Our total attendance for today's game.
Oh, would you look at this beer line? I'm gonna go back.
What? Foul ball? No, I'm not. Foul ball!
Foul ball? Out of the way!
I got it!
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Make it 2 Bud Lights, please.
make it a Bud Light.
Hey, you got another ball?
Quote, a Dodge Ram pickup with a Magnum Cummins diesel has the power to out-torque, out-pull, just flat-out work Ford and Chevy diesels. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Now get $500 cash back on regular cab Dodge Ram Cummins diesel pickups.
Sabres coach John Muckler said the players are at a point where they want to be happy, but they know they can't. Is wearing a black and gold jersey tonight.
You know the Boston Bruins will give maximum effort until the final buzzer. That's just in their nature. Part of the pride of wearing that Bruin uniform, and it's not a lot of hokum either. The players believe it, and the players on the other team understand it. Bodger deep in the Boston zone, centering pass off the side of the net. Colin Patterson tries to backhand it out in front for Buffalo. Puck is still loose. Wayne Presley with it, like a magnet on his stick, centers out, and a weak shot in there by Schmelik. Never got to Andy Moe. Richard Schmelik, big number 42. Back line for Buffalo. Smolinski and trying to hit Dmitry Kartalov at center ice. Doesn't connect. Kenny Sutton back for it for Buffalo. Spins around his man Presley, tries to get into the Buffalo zone. Leach with it now. Neely cutting toward the net, but Leach is ridden off the puck. Icing will be the call, and the face-off in the Buffalo Sabres zone. 15:42 left to go in the first period. Neely's power play goal had Boston in front first time in the series.
Well, they needed that goal. They started the game. They looked quite nervous to me. Their passes weren't crisp. They weren't skating well. That goal, I think, has given them the spark of enthusiasm and confidence they need. Getting to Grand Fuhr early is a big boost for the Bees because they really have not been able to score a goal on them when it really mattered. Fuhr has always come up with a big save at that point in the game where the game could have turned a Boston way.
They've had an Adam Oates on the face-off. Hannon controls, but the puck is kept in the zone by Shaw. Shot whistle wide. Off swing. Oates it ahead to center. Sabres trying to close it out tonight, leading 3 games to 9. Who would have thought that 1 week ago today? Absolutely no one. Presley bang hard into the boards, and Steve Leach absorbs a big check from Yuri Himmelad.
Boy, away from the play, Tom, Dave Hannon has really been giving it to Adam Oates, and then Oates, of course, is giving it back. Hannon's job is to keep Oates off the board, and you know that frustrates a good playmaker like Adam Oates. So we'll watch those two to see what develops in that matchup.
Adam Oates, 6 assists, but no goals yet in this series, and here we go. Oates got sick and tired of it and threatened to drop the gloves. Hannon is just now getting up. Well, you spotted that scrap, Jim.
Well, Dave Hannon in the neutral zone was tugging, pulling, giving little shots to Adam Oates as the play was in the Boston zone. Oates retaliated briefly, but there was his big chance, a chance to hit Dave Hannon. knock him over, and that would have been fine, but on the way down, he wanted to throw the punch.
And Oates gets the only penalty.
Yeah, and here we come with Oates. There's the stick in the face. Now, Oates is upset. It's the left hand that the referee saw, and that's why Oates will be going to the penalty box. That will not be the last of those two guys confronting each other in tonight's game, Tom.
Oh, Ray Borgman right over to Dennis Morrell says, what do you mean? It should be even up. Morrell says, no. Nope, Oates started it. He was the prime instigator. He'll go to the box.
Well, if you look at it, Hannon could have received a high sticking or roughing penalty. He did get the gloves into Oates' face as Oates came in to put the initial check on him. But sometimes the referee is not at an angle to see that. That's why you have to be very careful when you think of retaliating. He didn't see the initial infraction. He did see the retaliation. And now the Sabres go on a power play.
Mogilny, LaFontaine, Himmelev, Hawerchuk, and Bodger, the power play unit for the Buffalo Sabres. In this series, the Sabres are 4 out of 14, scoring at a 29% clip, and that's not bad. Boston's actually had more power play opportunities, but have only scored 3 power play goals in the series.
Something to watch in this power play, folks. When Dale Hawerchuk gets the puck, number 10 for the Sabres, back at the blue line, he absolutely does nothing without making a fake first. He'll fake a shot, he'll fake a pass in another direction. Very sneaky player, very deceptive, but a very effective player. He's not always shooting from the point. He has great view of the ice. You'll see LaFontaine or Mogilny perched to either side of Andy Moog. He can spot them through a crowd and get the puck on their stick. Hawerchuk is still one of the best playmakers in the entire league.
LaFontaine and Dave Poulin taking the face-off to the right of Grant Fuhr. Poulin, of course, very dangerous in a short-handed situation. Doing that over the years. Poulin checking Bodger. Buffalo zone, and this is Hawerchuk. Will carry to center. Johnson in the corner. Poulin beats Himmelev to the puck from Mogilny. Controls back to Bodger. He winds. Rebound is out to the right of Moog. Bodger got off a hard shot. Rebound in front. And Moog makes the save. He had Himmelev right there on the doorstep. LaFontaine. Himmelev. Behind the net, Mogilny. And his pass will go clear down the ice.
Watch Mogilny and LaFontaine when they don't have the puck directing traffic with their stick. Telling the defenseman where they want the pass to go so they can get in a position to receive the second pass. Very good teamwork on that power play.
2-on-1, Donato searching for Hines in the slot, and Himmelev has to come on back and cover up in his own zone. 40 seconds left in the Buffalo power play. Puck cleared momentarily, but the Bruins shoot it right back in. Doing a good job on this penalty killing situation, at least the last 30 seconds or so. Matt LaFontaine playing with a pair of banged up legs by his own admission. Bill Holder, young defenseman. Ahead he goes to Donald Auden, who's double teamed down the slot. Fans wanted a penalty, but nothing doing there. And now a whistle as the puck cleared the zone. It's offside. While we have a stoppage, let's join Jack Edwards.
Tom, Washington's trio of 20 goal-scoring defensemen had 0 points coming into tonight's Game 4, but Al Iafrate lines it up from the point. His drive might have been tipped by Pat Elenick, but they give him credit for the goal. 1-zip Caps. Tom?
All right, Jack, big game for the Washington Capitals. Of course, home ice hasn't meant anything in the regular season between those two teams, but down 2-1, you like to go home all even up.
Well, speaking of home ice, Brian Sutter is hoping that he has a game on home ice after this one tonight. We talked to him today, and he said to win 4 games is absolutely too much. Too much to ask from the players. I know they can't do it. All I want them to do is win 1 period at a time tonight, and when you reduce it like that, it becomes something feasible, something attainable, and something the players can accomplish.
Yeah, this is cliche night as the power play for Buffalo is now over. You're going to hear back against the wall, do or die, come up big. Got a whole list of them here. They're going to get them out of the way early. It's just a very important game, obviously, for the Boston Bruins. And also for Buffalo, they don't want to go to the Boston Garden. They don't want to see that place again this year. Teams once again at full strength. Wesley, he'll carry it into the Buffalo zone and just dump a weak shot on Fuhr, and he covers up for the faceoff. 12:26 left in the first period. Power play goal has Boston on top.
It's always a good time to buy a case of Pennzoil. Now is a greater time because you can get up to $4 off on any other automotive product. Pennzoil owes you one for making them America's #1 selling motor oil. So go buy a case and save up to $4 on any other automotive product. That's Pennzoil's way of saying thank you, America.
Pick up your specially marked case and get up to $4 back while supplies last.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I'll take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10, give me 10, a 20 big, give me 20 now, 30, give me 30 now, 40 big, give me 40 now, 50, give me 50 now, 60 big, give me 60 now, 70, give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
Welcome back to the Odd in Buffalo, everyone. Tom Mees on with Jim Schoenfeld. Game 4, Adams Division semifinals. Time's wasted for the Bruins. They lead this game, but they trail the series 3 games to 0. Face off to the right of Grant Fuhrer. Yuri Himalev with it. Leach gets a stick on it, so Moog touches up. He'll have to leave it. Cam Neely has it taken off his stick by Himalev. Didn't see Himalev coming from behind. Neely with it again, but being pressured by Himalev. And Neely just dumps it to relieve the pressure. And they'll get a line change on the back line. A whistle for icing. So the faceoff will come down to the Boston end. Good forechecking there by the Buffalo Sabres. Well, much more Stanley Cup action coming your way tomorrow on ABC Sports, a tripleheader. Most of you will see the Pittsburgh Penguins try and close out the New Jersey Devils. Those of you in the Midwest will see the Chicago Blackhawks at St. Louis as the Hawks try and stave off elimination. And those on the West Coast at noon Pacific time, the Calgary Flames at the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings try to even up that series at 2-2. And don't forget, ESPN's coverage continues Tuesday night, Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. The Red Wings to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Currently, that series stands 2-1 in favor of Detroit. National Hockey Night continues on ESPN Tuesday, and that'll be another building that'll be jumping. Hopes are high.
Well, we talked about Grant Fuhrer and what he's done for the Sabres. Dave Anderchuk had a bit of a silent start for the Leafs, but in Game 3, scored 2 goals for them. So Anderchuk will be heard from a lot in the goal-scoring department for the Toronto Maple Leafs as their playoff series with the Red Wings wears on.
Let me clarify what I said. When I said tripleheader, I meant regional coverage from ABC. Pittsburgh and New Jersey, St. Louis, Chicago, both starting at 1 o'clock Eastern time in various regions of the country, and Calgary and LA, noon Pacific time. That's regional coverage tomorrow afternoon on ABC Sports. Puck back into the Buffalo Sabres zone. Sutton will play it up himself as the Bruins go for a change. Alexander McGillney got some room. He's very dangerous. Trying to break by Don Sweeney. Sweeney bottles him up, but gets the puck back to Sutton, and the goal saved by Moog, and he'll hang on for the faceoff. And that is the Sabres' 5th shot on goal.
Well, you want to hit a guy like Alexander McGillney. When you're sitting in the dressing room before the game, you say, this is a guy we've got to hit and mark. But he has such great speed, and he is so strong in his skates, and he's very elusive. It's virtually impossible to really crank him the way you'd like to. So you have to play a game of containment. You don't want him to beat you badly, so you try to get body position, force him to the outside, and hope you can get him close enough to the boards where you can at least slow his progress, because he's a tough guy to run over top of.
You can see McGillney has been a major thorn in the side of Boston, but then with 76 goals, he's been a thorn in the side to everybody. He and Timo Solani. Solani finally got it going for Winnipeg in Game 3 against Vancouver with a hat trick. Ray Bourque controls the faceoff. Puck slithers out of the zone, and Fuhrer will have to come out to play it. Fuhrer just leaves it in the corner. He'll let the big boys fight over it. LaFontaine and Poulin. LaFontaine's got Poulin in a bear hug. Nothing called. And a face-off will be called by referee Denny Morrell. And a little bit of extracurricular activity in the corner.
Well, it's understandable. It's Dave Poulin and Pat LaFontaine. And Poulin's job, of course, is to keep LaFontaine off the scoreboard, just as Dave Hannon's job is to keep Adam Oates off the scoreboard. So the Bruin checking line frustrating the Sabres a little bit in this sequence. And LaFontaine had Poulin off balance, and he thought, what the heck, if you're going, I might as well give you a little extra on the way down. So he landed on top, a little bit of a scrum. And the only two people still talking are Hines and May, but they've been separated. Everything is okay right now. You need someone beside your guns, and boy, the Sabres have had Himmelev and Sweeney, and the past 5 years they've met. Not 5 years in a row, but the past 5 times, the Bruins have been the team to move on. Will they be the team to make an early exit this year? We'll know more about that, folks, as this game winds down.
Boyd gets the face-off with a point, lets a rifle shot go by, a whistle by Denny Morrell before the shot was taken. And penalty will be called, I believe, on Dave Poulin. Morrell had some words with Poulin in that corner scrum a minute ago, and I guess Poulin got a high stick up there and drew the penalty.
Well, there LaFontaine and Poulin again. This is a residual effect of the scrum in the corner. Poulin wins the draw, and it's his job to block the opposing center from getting to the point if he so desires. But he just did it a little too vigorously there, Tom.
Well, really, Dave Poulin usually plays more under control than that. I'm surprised. 2 minutes for roughing at 8:58. You've got a 1-goal lead. You don't want to give the other team a power play opportunity. That's exactly what Poulin did.
Especially the Sabre power play, and especially at home. You do not want to give them a free opportunity. They're good enough to score goals on the ones they earn. You don't want to give them anything free. You have the 1-goal lead, things are going your way, and a retaliatory penalty generally will get a team in a bind.
Bodger behind his own net. This is Howard Chuck looks for McGillney, but the veteran Howard Chuck will lug the puck out on his own. And they'll jump around the board. Donato and Bork get there first, but can they clear? Hines has it taken away from him. Himmelev is alone in front. LaFontaine with it now. LaFontaine got a lot of room to shoot. Passes instead. Himmelev centering pass is cut off. 1-0 Boston. Himmelev can't control. Sweeney bumps him off. Howard Chuck is there for Buffalo. LaFontaine fakes. Fans are getting antsy. They want the Sabres to throw some rubber on the net. 1:08 left to go in the power play, and the puck dribbles off Himmelev's stick into center ice. And here comes Boston. Hines tries to get around Howard.
The Sabre transition game in this series has been absolutely phenomenal. And here you see it at work again. A quick turnover. Alexander McGillney. Nobody's going to catch him when there's nothing between him and the goaltender. Right here now, he's going to have the puck. There's his head up. He makes his move an awful lot, but he does it so well. He freezes the goaltender, pulling the puck to the backhand, and just slides it right underneath him. What a spectacular goal by Buffalo's Alexander McGillney.
Fifth goal of the playoffs for Alexander the Great, as they call him in Buffalo, at 10:09. And kudos to Dale Hawerchuk, who made a nice play on the Bruins' Steve Hines to take him off the puck as Hines was cruising in on Fuhrer.
Hines started to turn his legs up. He was driving to the net, and Hawerchuk threw his body and stick at Hines. Very close to a penalty had Hines fallen right down, but he maintained his balance. Hawerchuk doing a good job of angling the Bruin forward away from the net. Quick turnover. Alexander is gone, and the puck is in the net. We've got ourselves a 1-1 game.
That was equivalent to a block and a transition fast break in basketball, Jim. The good play by Hawerchuk. Immediately Zippo up the ice, and Mogilny, who does a lot of basket hang, a lot of cherry picking, was wide open.
Well, he does, but the thing about Mogilny is he moves so quickly from his blue line to center ice. It's not actually that he's hanging at center. He just gets there in a hurry. So the minute he sees his team's going to get possession, he's on his way.
So the game is tied at 1. Each team with a power play. Mogilny for Buffalo and Cam Neely for Boston. 9.5 minutes to go, first period. And Wesley taken to the corner by Colin Patterson. Neely's pass to David Shaw, who backhands it in the Buffalo zone. This is Bob Sweeney, the hero of game 1. He pays the price. Steve Illich laid him out. Here's a puck hitting the boards and the bodies as well. doing some good forechecking in the Buffalo zone. Loose puck in the slot. Luke still has it. And Fuhr with a great glove save. He had to be screened, but he grabbed that puck out of nowhere. We're tied at 1.
Altmaier Guns and Camping is the area's largest stocking dealer of brand name rifles, shotguns, handguns, and sporting related items. Accessories include scopes, binoculars, reloading equipment, and camping equipment. For outdoor sports, Altmaier has a fine selection of clothing and boots, hunting items, and turkey calls, not to mention all sorts of fishing related items. There's also a gift shop for the ladies. Altmaier Guns and Camping, 7 miles east of Katanning, then 2 miles off Route 422.
Purchasing a car can be quite an ordeal and hassled by persistent salespeople.
But that's not the case at Tio's Chrysler Plymouth, your home for rock bottom pricing.
All of our cars are clearly marked with the lowest possible rock bottom price, making each visit to Tio's Chrysler Plymouth a real pleasure.
So come on in to Tio's Chrysler Plymouth in Toronto.
Make shopping for your new car a pleasant experience. Come to Tio's Chrysler Plymouth, home of rock bottom prices.
The culmination of a good shift by Stephen Leach resulted in a scoring chance by the Bees. You'll see his first attempt, and here's his next attempt. And Fuhr makes the save through a screen.
That is the save of the night so far. His play is back on. 8.5 minutes to go in the first period. Randy Woods' cross-ice pass to Owen in particular is picked off by Gord Roberts and sent back to center. Dale Hawerchuk, the veteran for many years of the Winnipeg Jets. Been here in Buffalo for the last several seasons. Darren Kimball, his first shift in the night for Boston. Roy Roberts back for it in his own end. Puck loose at center. And Doug Bodger dumps it back in for Buffalo. Actually, Donald Audette controlled it and dumped it in. Smolinski with it. And Bodger hustles back for Buffalo. Both teams get a line change. Off of May's stick, Mogul played easily to the corner. Mogilny throwing his weight around. His pass for LaFontaine is picked off by Bourque. Here comes Boston 3-on-3. Bourque pulls out. Dave Kula with a shot. Blocked by the Buffalo defense in front. Ledyard with it. Off LaFontaine's stick. Loose at center, and a nice hit by Mogilny again on Peter Doris, and interference, says referee Denny Morrell. Alexander, you can't do that. Mogilny goes to the box. The Budweiser scoreboard, the Caps still lead late in the first on Long Island. Islanders lead the series 2-1. Later on, Quebec and Montreal at the Forum.
Well, Alexander Mogilny doing it all. Playoff hockey. Strange things happen. He's throwing his weight around. You don't see that much in the regular season. And then coming back into his own zone, he goes down and he blocks a Bruin shot in front of goalie Grant Fuhr. But on his last hit, he got caught. Duras did not have the puck. And you can't hit a player without the puck without getting an interference call. And that's where Alexander is now, in the box. 2 minutes for interference.
You know, it's funny. When he made that hit, I thought that's going to be a penalty. Then I didn't see Denny Morrell's arm go up immediately. And then about 5 seconds later, his arm went up.
Well, he probably heard you, and that's why he made the call.
Or maybe he couldn't believe Mogilny was actually hitting people. And in the notes, the face-off. So the Bruin power play unit back out there. Oates, Neely, Bourque. Also out there is Joey Juneau, Glenn Wesley. This is Juneau with it. Cross-ice pass, Bourque to Wesley. Blocker save, rebound, Juneau is just wide. Fuhr quick with a blocker, and Juneau missing just wide to Fuhr's right. There's a loose stick on the ice. Somebody down there without a stick. Juneau again on Fuhr, but he saw it all the way, goes down to make the save. He's almost impregnable in that low angle.
Well, he covers the net so well. He's always square to the shooter. You know the Bruins, when they have time, they're going to try to go high blocker side. But you don't always have time. You're rushed. And here's a good shot again by the Bruins. There's Wesley. He was going high blocker side. That's where he wanted the shot. That's also a high shot, high glove side. So the Bruins know their best chance of beating Grant Fuhr is in the top part of the net.
And as we continue to look at that replay, there is the low shot that Fuhr covers up. You know, Coach John Muckler, the Sabres, said something interesting. The great part about Fuhr is he's totally in control of his bodily movements out there. That is something that not all goaltenders possess.
No, there are a lot of goaltenders that flip and flop around. They make saves. Fuhr is down, he's up, he's side to side, but he's doing it in control.
Bourque the wrist shot, and Fuhr is there again. Ray Bourque let one go low. And Fuhr gets the glove down to help make the save.
Another thing the Bruins are doing, you'll see when the puck's back at the point, not one but two men are trying to line themselves up with a shooter. So Grant Fuhr is looking at the puck through a real maze, because if you have two Bruins there, you're going to need two Sabres to check them. So he's got four people that he has to find the puck through. And there's a big chance that it can tip off someone. There'll be a rebound. But so far, he's not only made the save, he has hung on to the rebound.
Minute 26 left to the Boston power play. Oates and Hannon. To the left of Grant Fuhr. Oates wins it back to Bourque. Ray Bourque has trouble controlling, and it comes loose to center. Bourque's forced to dump it back in. Joey Juneau gets there first. Centering pass. Neely can't quite get there. Cam Neely had some room, and the Sabres clear.
So in a power play like that, you don't want to throw it out blind. You have good possession. You have the man advantage. Take your time and make a sure pass. Now you're losing 15, 20 seconds because you give the Sabres a freebie to get it down the ice.
Juneau has his stick taken away, but he still pursues the puck, and Presley buries him into the boards. Neely takes a hard hit, and Bob Sweeney tries to clear, but puts it right on Bourque's stick. The high shot, and off the part of the glove hand of Fuhr. Off the outside of the glove, and Buffalo clears again. You can see a lot of these shots are going towards the upper part of the net, just like the Bruins had planned. Fuhr quick with the glove hand tonight. Juneau scores! Adam Oates with a picture-perfect pass, and Joey Juneau buried it for Boston.
Boy, oh boy, what an alert play by Adam Oates. That's why he had over 100 points this year, folks. If you're open, you don't have to be open long. He'll get the puck on your stick. A cross pass. Fuhr had no chance. He's got to follow that puck on Oates' stick. He's going post to post. And Juneau makes the big yell. And there it is behind him. What a tremendous pass by Adam Oates to Joey Juneau.
Cannot blame Grant Fuhr for that one. He had no shot. Juneau was there on the doorstep. Power play goal for the Boston Bruins. Their second of the night at 14-15. So Boston, late in the first period, takes a 2-1 lead. In a game they must win. In fact, all of them are games they must win. Loose puck now in the Boston zone. LaFontaine controls. Pat LaFontaine, it never quite got through to the goaltender Moog. Hit Mogilny in the back. And Boston finally controls, and this is Peter Duris at center ice. Duris tries to get around Grant Ledger, can't do it. May with it for Buffalo. Absorbs a hard hit there from Steve Hines. Pulling with it in front. Score! Peter Duris. Two goals in 35 seconds.
The Sabres turning the puck over in their own zone. Hines in for the forecheck. And you'll see the Sabres have the puck here. There it's blocked by Hines. And here's a good play by Poulin to Duris, and he wastes no time. It's on his stick, it's off his stick, and it's into the net, beating Grant Fuhr alongside. And Fuhr tries to get the leg down, the glove over, but he cannot make the save. The Bruins doing a good job coming in, taking the man. You take the man, you force a turnover or a hurry play, and there they capitalize on a Buffalo turnover.
And that's what you can do when you have the lead, and this is the first game in the series that the Bruins have had the lead.
Well, it'll be interesting now to see how the Sabres respond. They've had the luxury of playing with the lead. Now we'll see the character of this team. They're going to have to fight back.
Juneau from Oates and Leach made it 2-1, and 35 seconds later, Duris from Dave Poulin make it 3-1. Hands Poole, they wanted a penalty, none forthcoming. Mogilny in his own zone almost gave that away to Tim Sweeney. That was close. May and LaFontaine carry to the Boston zone, but the Bruins playing with a lot of confidence. Ted Donato takes it away. 4:35 left first period. Tom Mees and Jim Schoenfeld from the on in Buffalo. This crowd came tonight expecting a party so far. The Bruins have been uninvited guests, taking a 3-1 lead. That's up! Audette sends Randy Wood into the Boston zone. Wood holds, score! Dale Hawerchuk brings Buffalo back within one, I think.
Well, they're going to check with the video goal judge. The Bruins are telling the referee, Dennis Morel, that puck was kicked in by Dale Hawerchuk. And Morel is over now. He's going to the telephone. And now we can take a look at it here, folks. We should have a good view of this. There's the kick to get the play started. Now Wood's going to see Hawerchuk driving to the net. Puts the brakes on. Here's the pass. There's Dale Hawerchuk. And yes, folks, it looks to me like it was directed in off the skate. And unless there's a Bruin stick there, from a different angle, we'll see if we get a better look. Look at Dale Hawerchuk's skate, number 10.
Can't tell there.
And we cannot see the puck there. But if I had to guess, and this might be the definitive look for us, that puck is directed in, and I believe the call will be no goal.
Well, the crowd is booing. Denny Morel is on the phone. You know, there's a question there of intent as well.
Well, it's matter of direction, yeah. Dale Hawerchuk, he's a wily old veteran, and if he's going to do it unnoticed, he can do it as well as anyone in the league. But a situation like that and the advantage of the video goal judge, I think that is a real good thing the league has put in. It solves a lot of arguing, a lot of dispute, a lot of hard feelings the players may have for the official. And this is the best look at it as Hawerchuk goes, misses his stick, his skates are there, and he's following it all the way. I'm pretty sure it'll be disallowed, but we'll wait and see. No, it isn't. Wow.
Well, Denny Morel signaled a goal. I think with the judge in his mind, if I can read it, Jim, saying he didn't mean to kick it in. He was just pursuing the play, and that's the break.
Well, that's his call. I can disagree with him, and I certainly do on that one, but he gets paid to make those decisions, and they have a certain criteria to follow. So in his judgment, the puck was not directed in intentionally by Dale Hawerchuk. However, it did go in off his skate.
So Hawerchuk gets the goal. Randy Wood will get one assist, and Donald Audette gets another at 15 minutes and 46 seconds. So it's back to a one-goal Boston lead. Bad bounce off the boards in the Buffalo zone, but no Bruin there to take advantage of it. The Sabres will clear it. Icing will be the call. No, icing is waved off. Shaw didn't get there soon enough. And the Sabres are in the Boston zone, forechecking everything that moves for a moment. Leach now breaks into the Buffalo zone. Leach and Bodger. Bodger with a nice poke check, and Himmelev gets the puck out of the zone.
Steve Leach is one of the Bruins we're talking about. He's one of the second or third line guys, although he's playing with the big line now, that has to produce. He has been silent thus far in the playoffs.
Dave Hannon with it. Rips it around the boards, back to center. Don Sweeney. Sutton will take it the other way for Buffalo. 3:22 and counting in the first period. 5 goals, 3 for Boston and 2 for the Buffalo Sabres. Puck was off of Hines, so no icing, and Hines is ripped into the boards behind the net.
Well, Grant Ledger is coming to the aid of his defense partner, trying to give him a little more time. Hines is in pursuit, and Ledger runs the pick, but he does it too vigorously.
Suppose you wanted to make a chair as stable as can be. Where would you put the legs? Right at the corners, right? Now, suppose you wanted to make a car as stable as can be. Where would you put the wheels? Right. That's why the new Intrepid is so remarkably stable. The wheels are pushed out toward the corners. The further we pushed, the more stable and sure-footed it became. Intrepid. This changes everything.
We thought we'd been everywhere, seen everything. We were wrong.
We're back to the bone. We're back to the bone.
These guys were weird, and we liked it. Later, they took us to the Tower of Bud. Brother, tomorrow we ride again.
Once again, the Boston Bruins will be on the power play as Grant Ledgerd is called for hooking. 2 minutes and 16:53. The Bruins are 2 for 2 on their power play tonight, Jim. So a key moment in this game for the Sabres. Ray Bourque controls the faceoff. Joey Juneau, who scored in the last Boston power play. Adam Oates, who sent Juneau up. Oates with 7 assists now this series. Cross ice pass over the stick of Wesley, and it comes loose to center. And Wesley's got to go back for it. And Wesley's being hounded there by Bob Sweeney, and he doesn't like it a little bit. Bourque sends it in around the board. Juneau is on it for Boston. 1:21 left to go in the Boston Bruin power play. Oates trying to hit Neely in the corner. Bourque at the point. Quick shot is deflected wide by Neely. Oates in front to Juneau, just wide. Oh, Juneau had some net to shoot at. Just didn't connect. Joey Juneau very impressive tonight on the power play unit. And Neely standing in front of the Buffalo net. Oates with it. Adelaide to the face-off circle. Oates has a lot of room to shoot if he wants to, and it's blocked very nicely there by Schmelik. Big block by Schmelik. Not only blocks the puck, but he gains the blue line, and the Bruins have to regroup. 35 seconds left in the Boston power play. 1:40 left in the period. And shot from center ice, deflecting over the glass into the crowd. The face-off will come out just to the center ice side of the Buffalo Sabres zone. Joey Juneau is only the 5th rookie in the National League to record 100 or more points, so they need some production from him. He's been playing hurt. I believe it's his ribs that are banged up, but he doesn't look hurt tonight. He's making good plays with the puck, Tom. And right after we're through here with the first period, stay tuned for the Dodge Intermission Report. We'll have highlights of the Capitals-Islanders game, Quebec and Montreal as well. Jack Edwards, Bill Clement, and let me see, who is Al Morganti? Yes, will be there in the studio. Our resident hockey genius, Al Morganti. I can't wait to get back to see Al. Minute and a half to go in the period. Still 20 seconds left of the Boston power play. They have time for maybe one good rush. Shaw brings it in. Centering pass for Cartolo. Smolinski ends up with it. Smolinski on the rebound, and nobody can get any wood on it. Fjord covers up with 9 seconds left in the Boston power play. That thing was just sitting there like a pumpkin, and nobody could get any wood on it for Boston. Ray Bourque coming back on the ice as the Bruins trying to jam another one past Grant Fuhr. Bourque has taken a lot of physical punishment in this series, Tom. The Sabres wanted to key on him. They want him to make Bourque work for every inch of the ice, and he has done that. And he plays through just about anything. You hear absolutely no complaints from Ray Bourque. Brad May from the Sabres has done especially good work against Ray Bourque. And after May ran him tonight, the next shift, Darren Kimball was on the ice opposite Ray, and they had words, so we'll have to see if something develops there. Obviously, Coach Sutter does not want Bourque to be a target for the Buffalo Sabres. Bourque has one more shot on the power play, hits a stick, and goes into the crowd with 5 seconds left. In the Boston man advantage, Bourque has been on the ice for about, actually over half the period, 10 minutes even. And we still have 1:12 to go here in the first period. Ray Bourque is getting a lot of ice time. Well, they must be resting him in the first period if he's only played 10 minutes. It's amazing. I'll tell you what, you watch the Boston Bruins, and it seems every shift, every key shift for sure. Number 77 is there. Terrific player, very durable. And a whistle right after the puck was dropped. 1 second ticked off the clock. They'll do it again. 4 seconds left in the Boston power play. Dan McCourt will do the honors again. Dale Hawerchuk having words with Dennis Burrell. If I were Dale, I'd leave the referee alone. That's right. Absolutely right. I think Dale's gotten away with 2. I thought the one could have been a penalty when Hines was going to the net. And certainly that one, in my opinion, should have been disallowed. But I don't get paid to make those decisions. And now Adam Oates is being thrown out by Dan McCourt. Leach will step in for him, and Bodger controls the faceoff. That'll do it for the remainder of the power play time. The teams are now at even strength, but Boston still has it in the Buffalo zone. Kartoloff behind the net is rudely bumped off by Bodger. If Boston still has it, Bourque. Fuhr is down. there's an open net, but Buffalo has the puck. And Adam Oates has taken a few shoves in there from Brad May. Or no, from Smellick. Oates was on top of the goaltender, Grant Fuhler. Under a minute to go now. First period. LaFontaine to the slot. Can't control the bouncing puck. Ice is kind of choppy. May takes a hit from Bork in the corner. Howard Chuck centering pass and over the stick of Sutton with 25 seconds left in the period. Hines breaking in. Tries to get a shot away. It's blocked off by LaFontaine, who can't control Oates. Politi scores! Another giveaway, Jim Schoenfeld, and another Boston goal.
Well, the Bruins are working tonight, that's for sure. Their hustle is causing turnovers. And when the Sabres turn the puck over, the Bruins are quick to capitalize on it. Again, it's another alert play here by Adam Oates. He's going to get the puck and slide the pass through three Sabres. Leach actually fans in the shot. It's a good thing that little changeup fooled Grant Fuhr.
And Adam Oates has eyes in the back of his head with some of the passes he's making tonight.
Oh, isn't he remarkable? Game after game, he is such a treat to watch. I love watching players with that great playmaking ability. It's just a treat. You wonder how they find these guys open to get the puck to them so quickly.
Oates is the man just to the left of Steve Leach. Steve Leach is left there. No wonder Brett Hull hated to see him leave St. Louis.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned, Leach is one of the Bruins that had to get scoring goals. Well, he's got one tonight.
So the Bruins have taken a 4-2 advantage, and that's the way the first period will come to an end. The power play is reigned supreme here in the first period, and a game Boston has to win. They lead the Buffalo Sabres 4-2. That's it from the Odd in Buffalo for now. Let's go back to our studios for the Dodge Intermission Report. Jack Edwards, Bill Clement, and Al Morganti. Guys.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. And welcome to the Dodge Intermission Report. I'm Jack Edwards. And mercy, we've seen a lot of scoring up in Buffalo so far tonight, with the Bruins leading the Sabres 4-2 at the first intermission. We've got action from around the NHL. The Caps and the Islanders going at it, and they're after one period. And also the Canadiens taking on Quebec. 4-2 at the Odd, and we'll be back with scores and highlights around the league in a minute.
Well, you smell good for somebody who's been cleaning out the garage.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You wearing something?
Just my Suave Super Stick deodorant.
You like Suave better than the expensive ones, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Had a platinum plug in there, great performance. Next weekend, I had the split fires in there. Amazing difference. I couldn't believe it.
More complete combustion.
I use lower octane now. It seems like it runs like I had the premium in there.
5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs.
I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
America is talking about Splitfire.
I feel like I have more power. I feel like I have a new engine.
Splitfire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
It saves me $2 or $3 a week.
I went from probably 300 miles on a full tank to almost 400.
I love them.
I'm saving at least $3 to $4 a week.
Splitfire. At $5.99, it only costs more till you use it.
I'm going to stay with Splitfire forever.
Get guaranteed Splitfire savings at leading automotive stores from coast to coast.
Quote, a mid-sized Dodge Dakota with an optional 230-horsepower Magnum V8 outpowers, outhauls, and just plain outpulls even full-size 5-liter V8s from Ford and Chevy. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Get $500 cash back on new Dodge Dakotas.
Fresh, pure, and natural. Budweiser, king of beers.
The Dodge Intermission Report is presented by the New Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation.
Well, the Bruins lead the Buffalo Sabres 4-2 at the end of one. Over in the Patrick division, the Caps and the Islanders, and the Capitals won the first game of this series 3-1, and since then it's been the Islanders prevailing in a couple of overtime thrillers. It's a tight one again. Mike Ridley winning the faceoff. Peter Bondra sends it back. Al Iafrate unleashes a tremendous blast, which goes in cleanly, and the Caps lead it 1-0. Rick Tabaracci has had help from the posts a couple of times, but this time he just stones Ray Ferraro. Ferraro beats the stick, but not the foot, and former teammate Todd Krieger cleans the crease up. So it's 1-0. The Caps leading the Isles in the first intermission. If you're going to go to overtime, it's not a good idea to do it against the Islanders. They have the best playoff overtime winning percentage in NHL history. So the only goal of this game so far coming off the faceoff, Bill Clement, as a former faceoff man, you're aware of just how important these are in the playoffs.
Huge in the playoffs. A lot of pressure for the guys out there. To me, it was always an advantage to know what the other guy was going to do. And Tom Fitzgerald of the New York Islanders took the faceoff that led to the Capitals' goal. And really, he knew what Mike Ridley wanted to do. He wanted to get it over to the sideboard. So here are Fitzgerald's options. He can take the blade of his stick and chop down right here on Ridley's stick to try to stop him from winning it cleanly. His other option, and this is the option that Tom Fitzgerald chose, was to get the tip of his blade into this area, to race for the puck, and to win it cleanly. Watch what happens. So he goes for broke, basically, on this one. Puck is dropped. Ridley gets it over the boards. Now, he just wanted to get Peter Bondra in a battle with Vasky to get it up for grabs. They've got the big cannon back on the blue line, Al Iafrate, and that's the way it goes. To me, the attitude when you're in the defensive zone is stop the other guy from doing what he wants to do. That's your priority. If you try to win it cleanly, you're either going to win it cleanly or lose it cleanly, and that's what happened to Tom Fitzgerald.
Al Morganti, the Caps-Isles series, you've been keeping pretty close tabs on this one.
Well, one of maybe the only advantage right now, Washington has the power play, and they used it again tonight. To kind of counter that, the Islanders have put Tom Kurvers in their lineup. They have no power play goals. The only team in the playoffs right now without a power play goal. Washington got their fifth tonight. So they're going to try to get an advantage there. Darius Kasparaitis took a bad penalty to lead to that power play goal. That's the one thing the area the Islanders think they can upgrade to maybe avoid overtime for a change and win this thing in regulation.
Yeah, well, should they go to OT, and should even the Montreal-Quebec game go to overtime, we will switch live to those games for the extra periods, and we will stay with them for the duration. So it may be a long night ahead of us, gentlemen. Don't forget, coming up on ESPN, National Hockey Night comes your way on Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as red-hot Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings try to advance their 2-1 lead against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Magic Moments, presented by Dodge. Mike Bossy was an Islanders idol for 10 stellar seasons and a key to their rise to NHL prominence. His finest moment may have come in the 1982 Stanley Cup playoffs, when he scored 17 goals in 19 playoff games. The sensational scores led the New York Islanders to their 4th straight Cup title in one of Mike Bossy's many magic moments.
Chrysler Corporation has sold over 3 million minivans, 28 of which were bought by other car makers like Nissan, Toyota, and Ford. Maybe they were hoping to take our ideas and somehow improve on them. Their work has led to one sobering conclusion. Anybody can take apart the world's best-selling minivans. Only one company can put them together.
To get here, you gotta start here.
Troy Aikman, quarterback, UCLA.
Dallas selects Emmitt Smith, running back from
Florida. The NFL Draft, tomorrow at noon Eastern, live on ESPN.
Well, the Bruins lead the Buffalo Sabres 4-2 at the end of one. And in Quebec, the war continues between the Nordiques and the Canadiens. They are playing Game 4 at the Forum. And early on, it's Valerie Kaminsky, denied by Patrick Roy, and he just covers it in the crease. Eric Desjardins goes across to Kevin Haller. Did he keep it in? Yeah, he did. Ron Hextall makes the save, but that's Vincent Damphousse hacking in the rebound, and the Habs go up 1-0. Just a few seconds ago, Scott Young almost going in the reverse direction of his game winner in Game 1 in overtime, turns and fires it back in, and this game is all tied 1-1 about midway through the first period. Quebec holds a 2-1 series lead. If this one ends up being a low-scoring battle, it'll be no surprise because Montreal and Quebec have combined for only 12 goals so far. Well, gentlemen, what do you make of this series? Al, the Quebec and Montreal series, it's got so much richness as far as the culture is concerned, but on the ice, there's some great battles going on as well.
It hasn't been the war of past years, the fights or anything. No fights yet in this series. Before this game, Wally Harris, supervisor officials, is watching for the pregame stuff. Ron Hextall kind of slid his foot over the center ice line just to make his point that he could go into Montreal territory. Quebec got some bad news this morning. Owen Nolan cannot play. He's got a bad knee, so he can't, a sore wrist, so he can't play, plus a Charlie horse. He's out of the lineup. The 1-1 score, I think that bodes well for Quebec. Montreal was starting to get rolling. In the last game, they moved their defensemen up. They said, let's go for it. Let's get a let's go for it attitude, and now Quebec's going to try to take that away.
1-1 in the first period of this one, Bill.
Well, you have to look at Ron Hextall as the guy that's really on the hot seat for the Quebec Nordiques. He had a pretty good season, tailed off towards the end, and now he's really put together a streak so far in the playoffs, really playing well. Still so much question as to whether or not the Quebec Nordiques, after the playoffs are over, are going to keep Ron Hextall or Stéphane Fiset. They've got two goaltenders there that are terrific. If the Nordiques are going to come of age, it's going to be in the next couple of games. They're playing against the Montreal Canadiens. They're young playoff-wise in the National Hockey League, and if the Quebec Nordiques are going to really make a mark for themselves that they can build on next year, it's going to be in the next couple of games for them.
Well, maybe the Nordiques are looking for a player on whom they can depend. The Boston Bruins depend on Cam Neely to get the job done, and Neely comes through with another goal tonight. The Dodge Intermission Report will continue as we're between the first and second periods of the Bruins-Sabres game. The Bruins trying to stave off elimination, and they are up 4-2.